My name is Irene Jones, and this is my presentation on group decision making. The theory that I chose was the group polarization theory model. There were a lot of models presented in the research, and I think this one really stood out to me the most. From the research presented, Um, it refers to the tendencies for a group to make decisions that are more extreme than the initial inclination of its members. As you also see listed on here, pretty much it focuses on how groups usually make decisions that are more extreme than the original thoughts and views of the individual team members. As it relates to the strengths of this model, there were many strengths to this theory, but if I had to kind of summarize what's out there in research, I would say the strengths is changing attitudes among individuals within a group, and then improve communication channels and create forums for dialogue, take opportunities to build a working level of trust within a group. These three key things are three key areas that I think is very beneficial to any group, group work, group project, whether it's a group team working in school or class. I think that changing the attitudes and then just improving communication and the key thing here is working to get and build to the level of trust is very key importance of a group success. Next slide here. Limitations. So group polarizations, it addresses ways in which a group of individuals interacts and influence the evolution of more extreme attitudes and actions. This concept is relevant to the topics of attitude, strength, attitude extremity, and attitude change. However, it does not occur in all groups and in all settings, but tends to happen most often when two conditions are present. First, the group member must have an initial leaning toward a given opinion or decision. If the group members genuinely support liberal policies, their opinions are likely to become even more liberal after discussion. But if the group is made up equally of both liberals and conservatives, group polarization would not be expected. Um, As it relates to two examples on how group polarizations on decision making, it results in more extreme decisions than the average group members. So, individuals, which may not accurately, in this case, reflect how members truly felt about the issue. And then the second one listed here, normative and informational influences are at hand in inducing polarizations. So individuals are unduly and influenced by the group to sway their decision in more extreme directions. Research also shows or have showed on group polarization has been shown in multitude of educational, academic settings, including law, so psychology, sociology, and businesses. Moving to the next slide here. When it comes to just the final thoughts, so the final question of this assignment asks whether or not this model is something I will use for group setting. I will say yes. As you can see on the screen here, I really think these two major factors above would be beneficial for any organization. Group polarization, it affects a stronger when the are strongest when the group members have so high social identity. It also recognizes whenever polarization occurs when discussion leads a group to adopt attitudes or actions that are more extreme than the initial attitudes or action of the individual group members. Final thoughts here. One common decision making task of groups is to come to a census regarding a judgment, such as where to hold a party, whether a defendant is innocent or guilty. I believe the group polarization model truly dives into this notion of truly dissecting the issue, dissecting whatever the issue at hand. These are some of the references that I did refer to as it relates to the research. I hope that you enjoy and thank you for watching my presentation.